Charity bike rides. Have you done them? Was it any good? Are they supposed to be any good? Or was the one that I did just Now, I don't want to just hate on charity bike rides because that wouldn't be fair. I have only done one, but I had high hopes for this charity ride out, and well, the whole thing just left me wondering, was it me? You see, there was this charity bike ride, it was coming up, and a few friends and I were thinking of going. So in the end, two of us decided, yeah, we'll go to this. So we rides up together, and the start point was about, I don't know, 35 miles from home. So we rode up, that was nice, and well, to start with, the whole thing was going really well. Well, this is a new one on me. We are on our way to our very first charity ride out. And it looks like it's getting a little busy already. So at this point, it was all looking great. There was about 50 people there. I thought there might have been more actually. I thought there might have been about 100, but it was all right, you know, it wasn't a deal breaker. So we parked up, everyone had to register, we had a bit of a chat, and then we headed off. And at this point, this is where it all started to go a little bit wrong. You see, I was convinced that they'd taken us the wrong way. Now I know there's a little bit of ignorance, if I'm completely honest, because I follow the person in front and they follow the person in front of them, and so on and so on, and we all pray that the person who's right at the front knows where they're going, and it would seem that they didn't, because they did take us the wrong way. And although I thought, yeah, we're going the wrong way, at first I thought to myself, well, you know, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because although I would have gone left and they've gone right, you know, they've planned this route. I don't know their route. They might know something that I don't. You know, maybe we need to go the wrong way for a minute in order to pick up a much better, much nicer road. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt for far too long, until the doubt ran out, until I started thinking to myself, hang on a minute, I'm sure I rode past that cow pat about half an hour ago. I'm sure that's the same pile of shit. And rightly so, when I started seeing some proper landmarks, yes, it became very clear that we had gone the wrong way. And I know shit happens, so I thought to myself, that's fine, you know, I'm just going to go with it. We'll get there eventually, we'll enjoy this ride. But bloody hell, it added 35 minutes to that first leg of our journey, and it was only really a two-leg journey, you know. It was a ride out, which was meant to be an hour or so, and a break, and then a ride back. But we were on the bikes for 2 hours, because not only did they go the wrong way and add 35 minutes to the journey, they admitted that they'd gone the wrong way again further on further on down the journey. So we finally got to where we were going after 2 hours, and I was in agony. And I don't think that's just the bike. You know, I've got a little bit of a bad back, not bike related, little bit of a bad hip going on. Clearly my bikes have aged better than I have, and 2 hours on a bike might not be a problem, but I am sticking to my sports bikes at the minute. And for me at least, I mean, you might be able to do 2 hours on a sports bike and it'd be absolutely fine, but for me 2 hours on this bike was too much. I needed a break after an hour or so, and it just detracted from the enjoyment of the whole experience really. We finally got to where we were going, and I think we got about a 10-minute break, because of course everyone else, they'd already been there about 50 minutes. So by the time we started heading back, a bunch of us were thinking, oh, that was crap, we only got a 10-minute break, and everyone else is thinking, crikey, we've been sat here for an hour waiting to leave. So again, we had a bit of a chuckle about that. But then the ride back, the ride back was amazing. And I don't want to just say that was crap, I'm not doing that again, because yeah, there was some good points to it, and like I say, the ride back was amazing. We had quite a spirited ride back actually, and I don't want to just hate on the whole charity bike ride out thing, because the organisers, well, it's the same organisers as Paint and Bike Night. It's Devon Freewheelers, you know, the blood bikes. You'll see the blood bikes in a minute probably, they're always there. You know, this is the organisation that's responsible for putting on the show a couple of months back on the Sunday, which is like a longer version of Paint and Bike Night. There's the blood bikes. Very nice. So yeah, it was okay, you know. I got to have a shakedown with Lauren, which was nice. I knew she needed a shakedown. I hadn't realised actually that I think I needed the ride out as much as Lauren did. No, I don't normally film at bike night, but I do like this. And of course I've still got a soft spot for 125s. A soft spot for these in particular, and I do like this one. Yeah, that is really nice. So I've sat in this little enclosure with my chips. Really, I'm just hiding from the flying rats, and it looks like we've already been spotted. Yeah, we've been sussed. Thing is, you feed one and it becomes something like a scene out of Finding Nemo. Well, we seem to have survived the onslaught of flying rats, which was nice. I also met a viewer of the channel, which was really nice, and he just so happened to own a street triple of all bikes, my wild card bike, although admittedly his was a lot newer than what I was looking at. But it was nice to meet a viewer. And also while I was here, I took a phone call and somehow ended up talking about the charity ride out that I was talking about on the way here. One of the things I've realised today from having a chat about that charity bike ride is that actually the ride up there, you know, that that first hour to get there, that was great. You know, that was a great ride up there with me mate. And then the actual first leg of the ride, that's where the problems were, you know, because it took 2 bloody hours. The ride back, kind of back to the starting point if you like, that was actually quite a nice leg of the journey. And then we filled up with fuel, and once we'd filled up with fuel, you know, we rode back home, and that took, well, I don't know, almost an hour, and that was all right as well. So actually, in hindsight, at one point, yes, I did get to the point where I decided, you know, this first leg of the actual ride out was bloody terrible, so I'm not bloody doing that again. It was awful. But actually, in hindsight, having talked this through with, you know, my viewers, in actual fact, my opinion of charity ride outs is based on a single ride out, which did have problems, but actually most of that day was actually all right. So although yes, at one point I did say, F this, I'm not doing this ever again, in actual fact, never say never.